What's up guys, Hamsterwheel here with a new video, and today I'm going to share you my top 10 favorite weapons from the Burning Crusade era. As always, I'd like to remind you that this is my personal opinion, so yours could be different. Alright, without further ado, let's get started with number 10. At number 10 we find Jinrock, the Great Apocalypse. Now for people who play WoW Vanilla, they instantly recognize where Blizzard got their inspiration from for this weapon. That's right, it is obviously supposed to look like a Jinrock Destroyer of Worlds 2.0. And they totally pulled it off. To me, this is one of the best looking swords you can get your hands on in the Burning Crusade. At number 9 we find the Gladiators War Staff. A staff that I totally envied people having when I was playing my crappy geared elemental shaman back in retail. Looking back at the many PvP weapons you could get during Season 1, I honestly believe that this was the best looking weapon of all of them. At number 8 I decided to go with Apollyon, the Soul Render. In my opinion, this is the best and most brutal looking two-handed sword from the Burning Crusade, and its stats are also insane, which makes sense, because it drops from the last boss at Sunwell Plateau, Kil'jaeden. The reason why it's only at number 8 is because I personally don't have a lot of memories with this weapon, whether it is because I barely ever saw anyone wear it, or the fact that I never really played melee classes that much in the Burning Crusade. At number 7 we're going to give the Hunters a bit of love with the Golden Bow of Quel'Thalas. To me, one of the most stunning and in-your-face weapons a hunter could have in the Burning Crusade era. The level of detail is absolutely stunning given the fact that this weapon came out 8 years ago. For number 6 I've chosen the Tempest of Chaos. Without a doubt the most badass looking caster sword you could get your hands on, and it just works so well with Warlock tier 5 gear. I mean, just look at it. It was totally made for each other. Speaking of caster weapons, at number 5 we find what is probably the most powerful caster weapon in the entire Burning Crusade era, which is the Sunflare. The stats on this weapon are mind-blowing. Being able to get almost 300 spell damage just from a one-handed weapon was unheard of, and this was basically every caster's wet dream. The only reason it is at number 7 is because it just doesn't look all that striking, which in my opinion is quite a shame. At number 4 we find another weapon that works well with a tier set, which is the Staff of Immaculate Recovery. If you were a priest and you were raiding Black Temple, then this was the staff you probably had your eyes on. Just like the Tempest of Chaos and the tier 5 Warlock set, this was just made for the tier 5 priest set, and even to this day this combo is still very popular as a transmog in retail WoW, and it doesn't surprise me. Alright, we've arrived at the top 3. For number 3 we have Thorin, the Star's Fury. That's right, more hunter love. Now, I didn't play a hunter a whole lot in the Burning Crusade, but I have to admit that this is one of the prettiest weapons I have ever laid my eyes on during the Burning Crusade era. The amount of detail is stunning, and the fact that this weapon generates its own magical arrows makes this weapon all the more badass. At number 2 we find Zardum, Great Staff of the Devourer. And what do you know, another weapon that in terms of looks was totally aimed at Warlocks. Yeah, Warlocks got a lot of love in Burning Crusade. I mean, what is there not to love about this weapon? It's a Fel Hunter on a stick. And it moves. It's just pure epicness. Okay, before I announce my favorite weapon of the Burning Crusade era, we're gonna look at some honorable mentions first. Starting with the Wolfslayer Sniper Rifle, which is probably my favorite weapon that could drop in Karazhan. Netherbane, because a hunter or a shaman dual wielding two of these looked like they were having their own little rave party. Tarok's Shadow Staff, because this was the go-to weapon for any caster who did heroics, which I spent a lot of time trying to get on multiple characters on Phoenix. The legendary items which you can use during the fight against Kel'Thas, because oh my god the freaking stats. And Cataclysm's Edge for being a badass sword, but just not badass to make it into the top 10. Alright, it's time to announce the number 1 of this list, which is the Warglaives of Azeroth. Again, you kinda saw this one coming, did you? Yeah, I know, it's a cliche weapon, or weapons to pick, but if you look at how obsessed people were over these weapons, it makes sense to put them on number 1. The looks, well, just look at it. They are huge. No matter what you were wearing, if you were standing next to a rogue or a warrior wearing both glaives, you were always outshined, because these were the weapons if you wanted to turn heads wherever you went. Even to this day, people are still farming Black Temple over and over again just so they can try to wield those glaives and show them off in Orgrimmar, Ironforge, or whatever, which really says something on how much almost everyone in the WoW community loves these weapons. Well guys, that's my top 10 favorite weapons of the Burning Crusade era. Do you agree or disagree with my choices? Were there any weapons I left out that you feel I should have put in there? Let me know in the comment section below. As always, I want to thank you for watching this video. I'm Hamsterwheel, and have a good one.